Before I start, Ms. Parasi, let me also thank the panelists that were here. Rem Utelezi, under your direction, Ray Jacobs, Rem Anake, and our facilitator, Mr. Dwayne Fisher. Thank you, Mbulelo Gogo, for honoring the invite. I'm mentioning this because I know you are also one of the attendees that might be unhappy with you guys not participating in the community dialogue. But apologies for that, and I think you need to blame me for that. Next time I will organize a better venue, because I don't think this venue, Remuteles, is for speeches and talks. I'm standing on the stage in front of a mic, but I'm not singing. So, as creatives, I think we need to correct that as to how do we monetize all of these creative ideas of ours and not use the wrong platforms to express our anger, or rather show our frustrations. Mine was not to come and politic about the artist, because I'm no longer a creative Remutelezi. I think I've joined you as an administrator, and that's the reason why I'm here. I'm from Galeshewe Youth Network. It's an organization based at the Maibuya Uprising Memorial Precinct. Together we've got a lot of things going on there. The visual artist that you see in the foyer forms part of our operation at the precinct. Within the very same precinct, we also have time mining arts and tourism. And theirs is to make sure that we create opportunities for young people in the arts and tourism industries. What we mean with that, we were very fortunate this year to get funding from the National Heritage Council. And they've tasked us to come up with a booklet of how do we then preserve our stories. Because I've heard you mention as to how do we then make sure that our heritage does not get lost as we go through these different generations. So what we did in an attempt to safeguard that was to employ about 30 young people that we've trained as scribes, tourist guides, and people that would serve as your next recipient and your next Buitumelo Pirisis. So yeah, today was actually supposed to be the official launch, and I think I've got two wonderful young people here that would maybe just give you a snippet of the foreword and the preface as to what the booklet is all about. But in a nutshell, the booklet was to celebrate our heroes and icons. We've titled it Galeshewe Heritage Icons. We've got stories about the class of 1980, the Galeshewe 5. We opened the book with our royal visit, or our visit to the royal house of Jose Mutibi. There's stories about heroes and heroines from your Charlotte Matlekes, your Mites Perez within the story. We call it a booklet because we know there's so much to tell about Kimberley, Galeshewe in particular, but we did not want to make an injustice to that research itself and not undermine those that came before us. So, without saying too much, because when I hear my voice for a long period, I get very excited, like Chatremungale. So I don't want to get excited, I might dance on the stage. So if you would allow me, I would like to call in these two beautiful young ladies, just to give you an intro, like I said, as to what the preface is about that book, and hopefully we will invite all of you. As I said, today was supposed to be the launch, because if it makes sense, we see these individuals or these elders of ours as our freedom fighters. So we saw it fit that we don't need to rush this process. So the official date for the book launch will be on the 25th of May, which is Africa Day, but we will let you know the details. So thank you very much.
Preface: the Galeshewe Heritage Icon booklet is born from a simple but urgent conviction that the history of Galeshewe must be told by those who know it, carry it, and continue to live with its consequences. Compiled under the stewardship of Tumaneng Arts and Tourism Organization, this publication is both an act of remembrance and declaration of ownership over the collective memory. Galeshewe is more than a township on the margins of Kimberley. It is a living archive of resilience, intellect, creativity, and sacrifice. From the disruptions of colonial conquest and the diamond mining economy through segregation, banishment, mass protest, student uprising, detention, and exile. Galeshewe has consistently produced men and women who refuse to accept injustices as destiny. This booklet gathers their stories not as isolated biographs, but as interconnected lives shaped by place, struggle, and community. Among the heritage icons documented in this booklet are towering national and local figures whose roots, activism, and moral courage are inseparable from Galeshewe. These include Z.K. Matthews, whose intellectual leadership helped shape generations of African political thought. Francis Baard, whose journey from domestic worker to national leader embodied women's resistance and working class military. And Charlotte Maxeke, whose early political and spiritual influence continues to inspire African women's leadership across the continent. This booklet also honors a generation forged directly to the crucible of township resistance. These include Sipho Majola, whose life of exile, underground organization, and post-return leadership reflected the heavy personal cost of liberation. Phakamile Mabija, whose activism linked students' resistance to broader community mobilization. Latlhi Mabilo, whose story speaks to endurance, political consciousness, and sacrifice under sustained repression equally. Central is the legacy of ethical leadership and justice represented by Yvonne Mokgoro, born and educated in Galeshewe, whose journey from township classrooms to constitutional court affirmed the power of principal law in rebuilding South Africa. This booklet also recognizes community-based women activists such as Nita Sperepere, whose contributions remind us that much of the struggle was carried quietly, persistently, and often without formal recognition. Together, these lives form a collective portrait of Galeshewe as a cradle of leadership, resistance, and moral courage. This booklet does not claim to be exhaustive. Rather, it is a foundation and innovation to continued research, oral history documentation, and intergenerational dialogue. This affirms that heritage is not static or locked in museums, but lives in people, memory, language, and place. The Galeshewe Heritage Icon booklet is offered to learners, researchers, residents, and visitors as a tool of education, pride, and continuity. It stands as a reminder that freedoms enjoyed today are shaped in streets, schools, homes, churches, prisons, and exile routes that pass directly through Galeshewe.
Forward. The Galeshewe Heritage Icons booklet is a celebration of memory, identity, and the enduring spirit of a community that has contributed immensely to the history and development of South Africa. Galeshewe, one of the historic townships of Kimberley in the Northern Cape, has produced generations of leaders, activists, artists, educators, and community builders whose lives and work have shaped the social, political, and cultural landscape of our nation. This book seeks to honor and document some of the remarkable individuals who emerged from Galeshewe and whose contributions continue to inspire present and future generations. Their stories reflect courage, resilience, creativity, and a deep commitment to the justice and community upliftment. By recording these legacies, we ensure that the heritage of Galeshewe remains alive and accessible to young people, researchers, and the broader public. The publication of the booklet forms part of a broader effort to preserve local heritage and to strengthen community pride. It reminds us that heritage is not only found in monuments and buildings, but also in lived experiences, struggles, and achievements, and memories of the people who came before us. Through this initiative, we celebrate the voices, stories, and contributions that form the living heritage of Galeshewe. We would like to express our sincere appreciation to the National Heritage Council for supporting this important heritage documentation project. Their commitment to preserving and promoting South Africa's diverse heritage continues to make initiatives such as this possible. We also acknowledge the Department of Sports, Arts and Culture and the Presidential Employment Stimulus Program for providing the funding and institutional support that enabled the successful implementation of this project during the 2025-2026 cycle. Through this partnership, the project has created opportunities for heritage practitioners, researchers, and community members to participate in the documentation and celebration of local history. It demonstrates the importance of investing in heritage initiatives that empower communities to tell their own story. The official launch of the Galeshewe Heritage Icons booklet was supposed to take place on the 27th of April during the National Freedom Day commemoration. This was a symbolic and meaningful moment, as Freedom Day reminds us that sacrifices made by countless individuals who fought for dignity, equality, and democracy in South Africa. Many of the featured icons in this booklet played a role, directly or indirectly, in shaping the freedoms we enjoy today. We also extend our appreciation to the community elders, historians, cultural workers, and local organizations who shared their knowledge and memories in the development of this publication. Without their contributions, the stories captured in these pages would not have been possible. It is our hope that this booklet will serve not only as a historical record, but also as an educational resource and a source of pride for the people of Galeshewe. May it inspire young people to learn about their roots, honor those who came before them, and continue building a future grounded by the values of courage, unity, and community service. The heritage of Galeshewe is rich, powerful, and enduring. By telling these stories, we ensure the voices of our heritage icons continue to echo for generations to come. Thank you.
Baard, thank you. This was our effort in commemorating Freedom Day. Like I said, the details will follow soon as to when and where the launch will happen, and we would like to share a copy to the public at our launch. So I hope to see you very soon, but don't worry, there won't be music. We will only do the launching. Thank you very much.